Good afternoon, everyone. In today's video, we are going to be looking at the two big snowstorms that will be impacting the Northeast and going from the central United States over to the Ohio Valley area with an early week winter storm. Here we are looking at the latest GFS model. This is the 12Z run from this morning, and we currently have heavy rainfall going over Louisiana and Mississippi, and this will continue eastward throughout the day. With some possible snowfall across Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana. As we head throughout the night, that snow continues, but not really any heavy snow, but you may notice some flakes coming down throughout the night across the Ohio Valley. And you may see some storms tonight as well into tomorrow morning across the southeast. Nothing major, but then you could see we have some ice that shows up early tomorrow morning on Saturday. And this could bring some freezing rain here to portions of western North Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia. Could see some freezing rain accumulations that can lead to power outages, tree damage. So be aware of that. If you do live in that area, you will be affected by that freezing rain. And then we have some heavy snow popping up here across southern Pennsylvania, Maryland. Seeing that snow coming down as well around midday tomorrow. And this heads northeast, bringing heavy snowfall to the Philly area, North Jersey, and this heads throughout the New York City area, where you will see some heavy snowfall around the evening hours of Saturday. And then we start heading into the overnight hours of Saturday into Sunday, as heavy snowfall starts to really impact portions of the Northeast. Places like Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and New Hampshire, Vermont, starting to see the heavy snowfall as well around 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. of Sunday. And this snowfall will hang around for a bit Sunday morning before heading eastward back into the Atlantic. Here's our next winter storm just about a day later, not even a day later, and then we already have another storm forming. As you can see right over New Mexico, seeing some of that mountain snow piling up already early Monday morning. And this starts to form up later Monday morning, around 9 a.m. Monday morning Central Time. You start to see some heavy snowfall popping up over Kansas, Oklahoma Panhandle, seeing that snow as well. And definitely a lot of widespread rainfall with this storm across the southern states. We'll see a lot of that rainfall throughout the year Monday and Tuesday, and you start to see some heavy snowfall start to pop up over Missouri around 3 p.m. on Monday. So just starting off your afternoon, you're going to start seeing that heavy snowfall across Missouri. 6 p.m. when this snowfall starts to creep up into central Illinois, in northern Illinois, Iowa, and Nebraska, also seeing some of the snowfall, as Oklahoma could see some of the back end of this storm and bring even more snowfall to central Oklahoma. And we're heading, this is a little fast forward here, but as you can see, heavy snowfall potential as well for Indiana, Michigan, and Ohio. Could also see some of that snowfall. Ohio is kind of a wild card here. As you can see, it could be a split situation. You might see some freezing rain across Ohio. You might see some heavy snow across those more extreme northern parts. So places like Cleveland, you may see some snow, but it may be wet snow, as you might see that snow and then rainfall right after. But even Missouri, seeing that back side of that snow as well, and that will just pile up the snow here. Central Illinois might see, and Indiana as well, might see some rain after, and that'll turn into wet snow. It might melt the snow as well. So definitely a pretty complicated winter storm. Don't forget about that severe weather down there, which could definitely be a severe weather outbreak early next week. As we head later into Tuesday, and this is only midday of Tuesday, as you can see, that backside of snow is actually going to hit Missouri, Illinois, and southern Wisconsin, and that may kind of revive the snow from all that rain after the first round of snow. But it just really depends on if you'll see mostly snow or mostly rain with this winter storm. That severe weather will continue throughout Tuesday before heading out into the ocean. In the Northeast, we'll see kind of a mix of snow and rain throughout the overnight hours of Tuesday into Wednesday, but nothing much snow-wise. You're going to get most of that snow from the first storm this weekend across the Northeast. The Euro has a similar situation, but the Euro has the storm especially the snow, a lot more north than the GFS model, but pretty much the same situation. A lot of rain down south, and it's really showing the mix here from the GFS model. It really shows how much mix will be in the storm. So all those purples, that's not freezing rain, that's mostly mix of rain and snow. And as you can see, lots of mix throughout the storm, so it really depends on the ratio between rain and snow of how much snow is going to get racked up in your area from this upcoming storm that will be affecting the central US and Ohio Valley and the southeast. It will really depend on your area, surface temperature, air temperature. This is pretty much a complicated storm that we're not gonna know really a good idea of how much snow you're gonna get. Let's go ahead and look at the snow totals so you can have a general idea, if you have mostly snow, of what you could see from this storm. Here is the snow totals from the first storm. So this is the storm for this weekend, and as you can see, the northeast is going to see quite a bit of snow from this, upwards of 10 inches of snow throughout Pennsylvania, Maryland, West Virginia, and again you're going to see some freezing rain accumulations as well across Virginia, so that's not showing there. But just so you're aware, you could see upwards of quarter inch, even half an inch of ice in some places across the Virginia and western North Carolina areas. Over here in southern New York, you could potentially see upwards of a foot, even more snow within a foot near towards the New York City area. A lot of those heavier snow totals will be right in between Albany and the New York City area. So a lot of that snow is actually going to pile up way north of the New York City area, and then you'll have a lot of that snow as well just east of that big potential pileup. This is mainly preliminary snow amounts. And again, this has changed throughout the last few days. I've been forecasting this storm. So these snow totals will be very sporadic. Potentially upwards of a foot in some places in Connecticut, Rhode Island, maybe a foot as well. Massachusetts, even you could see upwards of a foot. Southern Maine, you'll see kind of sporadic amounts as well, spanning from even just 2 inches of snow upwards of 6 inches. New Hampshire and Vermont is the same as well. Same pretty situation as Maine for those snow totals. Now here is the secondary storm. So this is adding on to the first storm from the GFS model. We'll look at the Euro as well. As you can see, very heavy snowfall amounts from the GFS model from the second storm for early next week. Parts of Kansas could see upwards of a foot of snow in just between the Wichita and Salina area. Northern Oklahoma could definitely see a decent amount of snow as well, and upwards of 6 inches. Panhandle could see quite a bit, maybe upwards of a foot in some places. Liberal Kansas area could see upwards of a foot, even upwards of 16 inches of snow. And then central Missouri seeing a widespread amount of over a foot of snowfall, upwards of 20 inches according to the GFS model. But again, a lot of this will be mixed, so you could definitely see way less than this according to the total snowfall 10-to-1 ratio. But going in here just north of St. Louis, Springfield, Illinois area, you could see upwards of 20 inches as well. But again, you're going to see a lot of mix with this, so it just really depends on how much mix you see. And a lot of that rain will melt the snow if you do get rain from the storm. Reaching up to the Chicago area, though, you could see upwards of even a foot as well. Lots of Illinois is seeing upwards of a foot of snowfall. If this was mostly snow, you could definitely see over a foot of snowfall from this. But since this is mixed snow, these amounts will vary a lot between some of these areas. Indiana, again, you'll see a lot of rain after that first round of snow, so you could be talking 2 inches of snow. But again, with these snowfall amounts, if you see mostly snow, you will see typically around these snow amounts. But if you see rain, you might not see any snow at all. But I guarantee you will probably see flakes falling, but it just depends on your area on if they will accumulate or not. Michigan, upwards of a foot of snowfall as well. And then the northeast could definitely see a little bit of snowfall, but not much. You'll mostly see rain from this early week storm. Now, besides the Euro showing a lot of mix with this storm, it is showing quite a bit of snowfall still. Kansas, as you can see, seeing a foot of snowfall in some places. Missouri as well, seeing a foot of snowfall in a lot of places. Central Illinois seeing most of it with upwards of 16 inches of snow, and that goes throughout the Chicago area as well. Michigan also seeing 10 to 12 inches of snow. Indiana 10 inches. Ohio seeing more of the 6-inch range of snow just south of the Cleveland area, north of Cincinnati. Columbus, Ohio seeing upwards of 6 inches of snow if you do see most of the snow. And the Northeast seeing quite a bit of snowfall, especially throughout the northern New England areas. Upwards of 2 feet of snow from the Euro model, and that includes also the GFS model. Is also showing from the second storm, potentially up to 2 feet of snow. So if you like snow in western Maine and New Hampshire, northern New Hampshire, you're gonna like this storm with upwards of 2 feet of snow up there. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new, and turn on post notifications. You won't miss a single upload or live stream on the channel. Make sure to like the video if you did enjoy. Share this with friends and family as well that may be impacted by either of these storms. But as always, I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.